The best custom tactics and instructions for the 5-3-2 formation in FIFA 21. So many use this for dropping back and defending when actually it's one of the most aggressive attacking formations in the game when used correctly. Let's jump right in and get you set up. Quick reminder to all you squad members that are subscribed to the channel, there's a free Discord that you can join, share your team and ask for any tips in the game. There's already a brilliant community here and I'm in there most days. Hopefully see you too. Welcome back squad, or if we're meeting for the first time, my name is Brabsy, your FIFA 21 coach and the very best beard in FIFA. If you haven't joined the squad already, hit that red button and jump into the Discord below. It's all free, and without further ado, let's get into it. King of Ghana cannot be stopped. As always then squad, this starts from your team selection window. What you need to do is hit the L2 button, go to custom tactics, and then from there hit the L2 button again and find the slot you'd like to put this new formation in. It doesn't matter which one, all it means is we can quickly change to it in the game once the kickoff has started. So here's the thing about this formation, you've probably seen it used a lot, but more often than not people use it for dropping back and negative tactics, when actually it's a really attacking formation. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this as a 3-5-2 style formation. The only difference is mid-game, if you want to go more defensive, we don't have to switch to another tactic. All we can do is change a couple of things there and then in game, which I will show you. First of all, we need to set up the tactic bars correctly, so we're going to jump in and do that now. Defensive style, we're going to change to press after possession loss. This is one of the few formations where this really does take it up into a different level. So coupling this with our player instructions, when we lose the ball, our players are going to be super aggressive and try and win it back really quickly, often finding your opponent will struggle to get out their own half, which helps us both in attack and in defense. For the width, we just want this to be neutral, so we're going to bump that down to a width of 5. And to finish this off nicely, we want a depth of 7, which means that we're still going to be quite high up the pitch when we lose the ball back, so our players are going to be super aggressive. You'll find you won't get counter-attacked too often in this formation because your players will be pressing so high up the pitch that your opponent will struggle to break through them initially. Plus, added on to that, your 3 centre-backs will be holding the defensive line, meaning that you won't be outnumbered on the defensive phase. For the offensive style, to help that transition into attack, we want to be changing this to long ball. Now this doesn't actually play as it sounds, it doesn't mean we're going to be using long balls. All it does is it promotes to our players to make forward positive runs as soon as we get the ball, which is exactly what we want them to do, to have a quick turnaround from the defensive into the attacking phase. Just like on the defensive side, we want the width to be 5, which is a very neutral width, and players in the box we're just going to leave at 6. Meanwhile, the corners and the free kicks we're going to bump down to 2, just so we don't get caught on any counter attacks. Nice and straightforward so far. Let's get into those player instructions. Player instructions then chaps, and the reason this formation is so effective at this phase of the game is because in Team of the Year all our players have really high positioning attributes, meaning that we can go super aggressive on the front foot and we can trust our players to hold a relatively good position during the game. Starting with our forwards then, there's not actually anything we really need to change with these other than switching them to stay forwards, which means when we do win the ball back, we'll at least have 2 players up the pitch ready to play a quick counter attack with. So whilst these 2 players are holding the ball up, our midfield players are going to work as second strikers in the attacking phase. So we want the left and the right midfielders to be set as follows: get forward, get into the box for cross, normal interceptions, stick to position, and leave those 2 on cover wing. So these players are effectively going to operate as second strikers in the attacking phase, running up to support the strikers, sometimes overlapping or sometimes holding back, and they will also chip in with a few more goals for you. Now I know some people do operate with 2 defensive players, 2 CDMs, so if you've got one of those at either side, you can just switch that back to balanced attack, meaning they're still going to run forward and help us out, but just not quite as aggressively as the other side midfielder. So the central player, this is the one that you want to have the more defensive options on, so these are going to be stay back while attacking, balanced crossing runs, normal interception, stick to position, and change the defensive position to cover centre. So the difference is with this one, they are literally going to sit in the centre in front of the defence and act as the central player, whereas these 2 are going to drift more out wide, and this works really effectively in the press after possession loss tactics, meaning the 2 wide players are going to go out, they're going to press the opponent's defence, Trust me, you will see in the demonstration, it is fantastic. Onto the back line now, the 3 centre backs, goes without saying, these are all going to be on stay back while attacking. Now the interesting part of this formation is we're actually going to change the fullbacks during the game. So to start off with, we want them on stay back while attacking and run type of overlap. Now during the game we're going to switch on a tactic which is called attacking fullbacks, which will mean effectively it automatically changes these to join the attack, so they will operate as wingers while we're doing that. Once we've got 2 or 3 goals and we want to go a little bit more defensively, all we need to do in game is just switch off that tactic, which will essentially put them back to their neutral phase, stay back while attacking. Don't worry guys, I'll show you how to do this in the demonstration. Lastly then is the goalkeeper, and you can change this to whatever you normally use for goalkeeper. I keep mine on balance and just operate them manually if I want them to come out or stay on the line. Those are the tactics, ladies and gents. Let's jump straight into the demonstration now and show you how it's done. YouTube, run an advert. Don't know if that works, but we'll see. That's me 20 pence richer. So there's a quick change we'll need to do with this formation to get the most out of it, and this can be done at the kickoff. So as it's about to kick off, hit the up directional button and toggle on attacking fullbacks by hitting the side direction. So here's a couple of clips, first of all to show you the general shape of the formation. When you win the ball back, those 2 fullbacks will turn instantly into wingers and go into attack mode. Meanwhile, the 2 attacking central mids will overlap the strikers, giving all sorts of central passing options. This quick attacking overload means you've got plenty of passing options and loads of decoy runs to cause all sorts of trouble. You'll often find that these attacking fullbacks turning into wingers will drag your opponent's defenders out of place, meaning there is extra space in the middle to play your strikers clean through. And how do you like your chips? Once you've gone a couple of goals up, you can then turn off the attacking fullbacks for a more solid formation. You then defend using your midfielders like you would in any other formation, and your attacks will now be a lot more central focused. So that's the basic structure of the formation, and now to show you exactly how aggressive it can be. See ya! So then guys, this formation can be particularly useful to use from the kickoff, as opponents often get caught out by that high press and attacking overload. As you can see here, our opponents are trying to play the ball out from the back but are just getting no time on the ball. By using this formation with the attacking fullbacks, you can quickly force yourself onto the game and try and get yourself a couple of goal lead. This formation is also super solid defensively as well. Your players will all tuck in tight, making it really hard to shoot or pass your way through. Meanwhile, those counter-attacks are so quick to build that you can really catch people off guard with them. Touching on those get forward instructions on the wide midfielders now, these guys can really creep up the pitch undetected and offer themselves as second strikers, meaning you can score in so many different ways. Whether you are someone that plays with direct through balls or you prefer the more tiki-taka, one-touch pass style football, this is one of the few formations that really does suit every play style. Touching on the press after possession loss, look how quickly the players respond once they realise Bamba isn't getting that ball. Swarming out to cover the passing options, and suddenly we've got possession back and we're through on goal. And how do you like your chips? We don't care if it's team of the season, it's not a Brabbsy video without the King of Ghana. A chip ball. Now Frank only has one more question. How do you like your chips? Oh, not like that, Frank. That's harassment. Beast. King of Ghana, we forever salute you. A chip beast. Hope that was useful for your squad. As always, please leave the video a like, it really does help out. And drop a comment down below, let me know how you found it. Hopefully I'll see you in the Discord, but if not, I will see you next time. See ya!